In Bur'a, we all agreed to live peacefully among each other. We also agreed to reclaim Somaliland's sovereignty. As such, we agreed that all parties be given the opportunity to take part in the new government's different institutions. But at the time, the only organization that existed was the S&M. And since not all of the clans in the north were a part of it, we thought that it was important to incorporate these clans into the S&M's executive body and the national Gurti.
On May 18, 1991, the S&M Central Committee, supported by the elders representing all the major clans in the northern regions, declared the restoration of the Republic of Somaliland.
The issue of independence was contentious, even within the S&M. There were members of the movement that did have such feelings, but it was never our policy, and it certainly wasn't discussed out in the open. It was something that emerged after liberation. It was witnessing what the Southern forces did to the people and their properties during the war that really contributed to its momentum.
To tell you the truth, declaring independence was the best thing to do right there and then. Because if it wasn't done that way, we would have had serious problems. And not between the Isaq and the others, but within the S&M itself. I think history should be told honestly. There was some pressure on the participants. Some militia groups came to the venue from Berbera with a huge local following, demanding that independence be declared. On the other hand, although I can't say for sure what their private feelings were, I didn't see anyone who was principally against the idea.
With independence declared, everything looked up. The resumption of livestock exports meant relative economic growth. Restored sovereignty and a marked contrast to what was happening in the south led to a degree of stability. However, this would not last long.
The people that were returning to the country, whether they were returning refugees or fighters, did not have a community that had the capacity to absorb them. What I mean is, war-torn communities cannot absorb refugees and armed militias.
Everywhere stood young fighters, armed and with nothing to occupy them. The euphoria of the liberation slowly waned. In its place, the challenges of post-war reality began to take their toll on the goodwill of all.
Most liberation movements take much longer than we did to achieve their mission. Take, for example, Eritrea's liberation movement. Although we did share similarities, I can say that we were different in many ways. Nevertheless, we came into the country with a lot of loose ends and matters that should have been resolved while we were outside the country.